Hey, it's Ginny, learnwithginny.com. I've been in the home business industry for several years, floundering and making my way. And being an empty nester has been a shorter part of my life so far. And I'll tell you what, there are things that we should talk about. So the title of this episode is 9 Huge Lies About Empty Nesting Nobody Talks About. So, and as far when I go through these lies, I want you to consider that I'm saying that there's an opposite point of view. I'm not de-emphasizing the feelings we have, or I'm not negating the feelings that we have when our kids leave. It is a huge change. It's so crazy because you've been a mom. I mean, I've been a mom for 30 plus years and I always had kids. My husband and I weren't even married yet. And as long as we've known each other, there's always been a kid around. Always. So it's a very strange transition. So I'm going to dive right into these things. Number one, you'll be lost without your kids around. While there is a period when you kind of mourn the loss of your lifestyle, you've been a busy mom and you've had your purpose was clear. It was to teach these young humans to be productive and to make the world a better place. You've done your job. They've flown the coop. They're thriving, I hope. And I'm not saying, I'm a kind of mom that's like, you can come home anytime. I have a room for you. We're good. They're very responsible. I'm very lucky. My kids. And I miss them. So, are you really lost? Are you lost without your kids? Yeah, you can accept that feeling, but look at it and say, you know what? I am not lost because I am this person. I have unique talents and I have my own dreams that I haven't chased. It's time. It's time to come out. It's time for the second part of our lives, which I think will be the best part. We, in our age group, have accumulated a lot of knowledge. We've been through a lot of things. We know a lot of stuff. So in particular, I will just tell you that my focus is teaching in my home business. I've learned so much. And there's so much mindset kinds of things and so many things that moms in particular know that you don't realize translates so well into business and sales and all that kind of stuff. You have a whole new world to look at if you want. Look at your talents, look at your dreams, look at your aspirations, look at what you want in the second half, which could be the best half of your life. So you don't have to be lost. You can create new goals. You can create a whole new vision of what your life is. And you can meet new people. That brings me to number 2, that you'll be lonely. Well, if you don't have a spouse and you have dedicated your life, I know that losing touch with the mom friends that I used to hang out with on the baseball field or in the basketball court, at the basketball court or at the tennis court, at the cross-country meets, all those things. Now we don't have that in common anymore. Our kids have moved on. So the loneliness it's a common fear, right? Instead of focusing on the fact that I don't have these friends around anymore that I see all the time in those circumstances, but I have a whole slew of new interests, of new business friends, and it's kind of fun. I can go to events and visit these friends and mastermind with really smart people that are in this industry that we can swap ideas, or learn from each other. So expanding our social circle will be important as we enter this next stage in our lives. If you need a mastermind, I have a paid one. It's cheap. It's like $10. And we meet every month to talk about all of the things mindset and sales and psychology in our home business industry. And we go deep too in our personal, what's going on up here, the lies and the truths, that kind of thing. I learned a lot in there, and you are invited too. Just type mastermind below the video. And there's another mastermind that's free, by the way, if you are a fan of Napoleon Hill's books, and there's a whole list of books. They have a book club that they read personal development books and discuss them every single morning at like 9 a.m. I never make those because I'm always busy in the mornings, but you are welcome to that too. So we need a different keyword for that. Put, his famous book is Grow Rich, right? So type in rich, and I'll get you over to that mastermind. So number 3 lie is the best years are behind you. Oh, and going back to being lonely, this is your opportunity because now you have a little more freedom. So now you can, let's say, I always loved snowshoeing and snow skiing and cross-country skiing, that kind of thing. And I never could take the time because I was always doing things with the kids. I was going to baseball games. I was going to basketball games. And I loved all that. I miss it. I love, love, love watching my kids play. It was so fun. But now I could find a partner to go with, or I could just go and meet people on the trails. There's people out there that have something in common with you, is what I'm saying. So find them. There's groups on Facebook, and there's groups on socials and all over the place. Meetup, all those places. So, okay, number 3. So your best years are behind you. How about your best years are ahead of you? You are not a dumb young person anymore. I'm not saying young people are dumb, but they just don't have the life experience that we have. They don't know the things that we've been through. And experience teaches us a lot of things. So I'm just telling you, the best years are ahead of you. You have some of this stuff already under your belt. You're ready to go. It is time. Number 4, your identity is tied to being a parent, and it might have been. I know that when I was raising my kids, they were my top focus. That is true. But my identity, that's different. This is me. I'm not them. I can't live their lives for them. I can, now that they're adults, I can be their guide and their mentor when they need somebody who's been through some of the things that we've been through, right? So you're so much more. You are so much more. And I don't want to say than just a parent, because I think parents are amazing people. We are adaptive. We have learned to adapt to almost any situation. You're thrown into parenting with this little baby, and they don't come with instructions, do they? You enter the teenage years, they don't come with instructions. It's a little bit crazy, and it's a fun ride. It's a beautiful ride. But it's not your identity. It's not who you are. You are so much more. So much more. Number 5, you have to downsize and simplify. Evidently, this is a common belief, and I do hear it when I'm talking to other people my age. They think that they have to downsize. People ask me, like, are you going to live there on all that property and take care of it if your husband is gone? Or I'm like, yeah, why not? He's made it easier to take care of our whole lives here. So I don't see why not. Why do I have to downsize? I don't have to. Now, I'm not dissing downsizing. If you would feel more freedom by downsizing, because I have friends that have sold all their things and decided to live in a whole different state and move on with their lives in a different way, where they're not tied to one place. There is that. I know one home business owner who, actually two, I know two of them who actually sold their homes and now they live out of an RV and they just travel around the country, and that's their life. That's what they want. But I'm simply saying that you don't have to. You don't have to. You could actually grow your life bigger if you want. Expand your horizons. Expand who you are. Never stop growing. Never stop learning. Gosh, we're only halfway there. So number 6 is some people fear that they'll be bored and purposeless and won't have anything to do. Well, I'll tell you, I do have a little bit of prejudice on that argument because I have always been a believer in never having a lack of things to do. I have never in my life been bored. I just don't understand how that my mind just doesn't think that way. It's almost I have less time than I can fill with all the things that I want to do and the things that I have to do and the things that I should do. Is a never-ending thing, so I can never understand how people can actually say they're bored. Unless they're bored and tired of doing the same thing over and over again. There is that. There is that. So let's keep going. Let's keep learning. Let's keep growing. It's not over. And that brings me right down to number 7. It's too late to start over with something. Oh, I know so many people our age and older in their 70s starting home businesses, starting to teach courses online, making things to sell on Etsy. Just a plethora of people who have discovered new passions and new ways to live their lives. It's not too late to start over. I don't think it ever is. Matter of fact, I think we're new every morning that we wake up. La, 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 some people say, right? Well, that's me. So it's never too late. Number 8, your kids don't need you anymore. Well, actually, they do. They do need you. They just don't need you to be the parent that's lecturing them, or you just have a different relationship with them because now you give them your wisdom and your support and your love in a different way. Now you get to transition into something a little bit even more meaningful, like a mentor and a friend. Not that you're going to be best friends with your kids. You might be, but there's a big age difference, right? So you have wisdom and knowledge and love to share with them. And you have wisdom and love and knowledge to share with people out here. That's what our home business is for. So, number 9, the last one is some people believe that once your kids are gone, that you need to focus solely on your partner. That is your focus. Well, just countering that you are an individual also. You're not a package. Yes, I do lots of things with my partner. We go fishing. We take care of our property together. We garden together. We bike together. All those things. We go visit our kids. But this is my thing. He doesn't want anything to do with it. I have seen power couples in our industry who work together, and that's amazing. But not all of us do that. Not some of us, we just have different personalities, we have different lives, and we can't be solely dependent or solely, I don't want to say dependent. We need to have our own, we need to shine our own light, if that makes sense. If you need help finding your purpose, I do have some exercises. I'm going to package them because there's several of them that I've learned from different mentors. And some of them are just questions, and some of them are diagrams that you could just throw together and make lists and throw them together to see where your interests overlap with your money-making skills. Kind of interesting. So if you want to be a part of that, drop the word purpose. So I had 3 different calls to action here. I don't know, not very smart marketing, but that's okay. I just want to share with you. That's what I'm here for. So reflect on some of these myths. And you know what? That's kind of a strong word that they're lies, because some of them are very true and it's how we feel. And we have to be honest about that. That's for sure. But our second half of our lives, we have so much to share. Let's not hide our light under a rock. Let's put it out there so that people can find us. We can make money. We can use that money to build beautiful things, whatever it is that you want. Dream and figure out what your dream is. Okay. That it concludes the 9 lies about empty nesting nobody talks about. I'm going to move on to a couple of subtopics, and this one's another one. 9 huge lies about home business. Since I did mention it in the previous episode, we're going to talk about home business in this next episode. I'm Ginny, learnwithginny.com. Been in the home business industry for several years, floundering and just kind of flaky all over the place because I was focused on my kids, right? Now it's time to focus on you and how I can help you. Let's talk about some of these. Number 1, I've seen some crazy claims out there where they say it's easy to make $10K a month. Well, if you didn't ever make $10K a month before, it's not easy to change your mindset from job to business owner in the first place, and to be able to accept that much more money than what you're used to having. So success doesn't happen overnight. And you know what? If that is one of your goals, you got to work up to it. First, my mentor always says you got to cover your nut. There are things that you have to buy. There are probably software packages and subscriptions that you're going to be paying for. There's products that you're going to be paying for. You need to cover that first and then start making a profit on top of that. So the 10K a month thing is kind of a myth, and a lot of this big success stories that seem to happen overnight didn't really happen overnight. If you really dug in and talked to that person, you would find out that they went through a lot of tribulation and struggle before they got to a point where the success happened overnight, which it doesn't really happen overnight. That's not reality. And speaking of overnight success, number 2 lie is that you can make money overnight. So if someone promises you that you will make money, I think I would run the other way, because they can't promise that. They have no control over what you will implement, how you will implement it. They have no control over your mindset and whether you're able to make that money. It depends on your effort and the strategies that you implement and how you implement them. It takes time and effort and consistency. They can't control any of that. So if they promise that you will, well, it's possible. Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's not a promise that they can keep. Number 3, going it alone, that you could do it all by yourself. Now, I do know reclusive copywriters who really do just sit in their home office alone and rake in the dough. But they did find their mentors, and they did learn from someone. They had a coach. I have a mind mentor, a business mentor, a spiritual mentor, and a physical fitness mentor. So all of these people, I may not, like the physical fitness one, I don't see in person. I just attend all his things. My mind mentor, I can pick up the phone and call anytime. Same with my business one. We don't go at it alone because somebody's walked the path before us. We can learn from somebody. drop the word mastermind if you want to be part of any of those things. I think I'll put together a page that, you can go to all of them if you want. Pick which ones you want to go to. There's the Grow Rich Mastermind, and then there's the B Club. B Club costs $10 a month, but we meet with a high figure earner every month and we dive deep into a topic. And I've just learned, I have notebooks full of notes from those masterminds over the years. Okay, so that was lie number 3. Lie number 4, that you don't need to invest any money. Well, how do you think I got the mentors? I bought their products. I implemented their products. I learned from them. I asked questions, got their attention. And a true mentor wants to share their things with somebody that they know will implement them. They love an action taker and they love questions. But not, I don't know what I'm trying to say there. Let's move on. Okay, so what I was saying about that, I'm sorry, is that you will have to get the tools and the education that you need to be successful. That's what I'm trying to say. There are, things that you got to buy. Okay. I think I already covered lie number 5, which is success is instant. Especially in the online space, make money online. People, they do. They're just like, oh, you could make $1 million in a day. And it's like, no, it takes years of hard work, learning, and perseverance. It's a journey. And it's an awesome journey because we learn about ourselves and it's fun. But it's not easy. So it's not for everybody. Another lie, number 6, that people say is that getting started is the hardest part. When in actuality, you're kind of excited when you first start. You're like, oh, I signed the dotted line. I'm going to be, selling this awesome product that I use for weight loss. And you're all gung-ho at first. You have all that energy and you're excited to share with everyone and everybody. But after a while, that peters off. It gets old, especially if you're prospecting. It gets old going out there and getting beat up in the marketplace and having people yell at you about selling these products or whatever because you're just not finding the right people. Here's something that you should know. Look for people who are looking for you. Don't chase them down. That's something that you're going to learn the hard way when you first start. But you got to adapt to these challenges along the way and have the perseverance to keep going. That's all I'm going to say about that. Lie number 7, marketing is easy. Marketing is preparing people to buy. That's the definition, right? There are so many ways to market your business that it's crazy. And the way I went around, I'm learning how to do network marketing. I'm learning how to do internet marketing. I'm learning how to do pay-per-click ads. I'm learning how to do YouTube. I'm learning how to do social media marketing. It's like there's just a plethora of ways to get your word out. And you can get lost. You can get lost in the rabbit hole. So marketing, I'm going to say, is not necessarily easy because you have to get to a point where your message to market, your message is to the right market, and you have what the market wants and the market buys, right? So it takes, I wrote these down, it takes strategy, creativity, and constant learning. So marketing, it's a fascinating topic. Psychology is super fascinating. So if you want to dive into any of that, make sure you come to our masterminds. Type mastermind, I'll invite you. It's $10 a month for that one. Okay, number 8 lie is that all you need is passion. No. And I kind of giggle to myself because I remember the romantic young Ginny who used to think, all you need is love. No, love is the only truth. That is absolutely true. But gotta earn some money to buy the food to feed her families and all that good stuff. So passion's important, but you also need the right tools and plan and discipline to execute your ideas consistently every day. Number 9, anyone can do it. Okay, everyone has the potential to do it, but not everyone has the mindset, skills, and determination to succeed. So it's not for everyone because we have to step outside our comfort zone. There's a lot of people who will never talk to you on video. And by the way, I just learned this really cool thing on how to create short videos without your face in bulk. Like I created 50 videos in less than an hour. It was kind of crazy. If you want to know that, well, I don't have it ready, so I don't have a keyword for you. Just get on my list. I'll share it with my list. Okay, so I think we are good on this topic. Share your experiences or myths that you've encountered in this home business space, and I'll be glad to talk about it more. If you are looking for a home business type business, or business will be that keyword. So I had 2 keywords in here: mastermind for all those masterminds, business for starting a business, because I have a couple different paths. And let's get going in our second half of our lives, the best part. Final subtopic is the real truth about finding purpose in a home business. First 2 episodes were lies. Now we're going to talk truth. This took several years for me to learn. I have to introduce myself one more time. This is Ginny, learnwithginny.com. I've been in the home business industry several years, floundering and finding my way. And now that the kids are gone, it is time to shine and get out here to teach you some of these things. So the real truth about finding purpose in a home business, this took me a long time. Have you ever felt like everyone has their purpose dialed in and you're still searching? I know I've been there. I got a secret to tell you about that. Your purpose changes with the season in your life. For a while, my purpose was my children, to raise them to be productive humans and to make the world a better place, to put them in a position that they can succeed in their own lives independent of me. That was my goal. I had this obsession with home business and marketing that I'm coming out to talk to you about now on YouTube. But it's a process and it's a journey and it changes. So I couldn't be talking to empty nesters until I was an empty nester, right? So my purpose changed. Now I want to help you make the second half of your life the best part and the most fun. So let's do it. Your purpose is almost always not fully formed either. It evolves as you do, right? So you keep learning and growing and stepping forward until there's actually a quote. I have several quotes in here. But let me go to my talking points first before I meander around. And by meandering around, I'll never be able to keep you watching or listening to what I have to say. So one way to find a purpose is to borrow a purpose. It's okay to borrow a purpose while I figure things out. So what it means is that you're aligning yourself with something that resonates with you at the time, even if it's not your ultimate calling. We all think that that's the way it works, that all of a sudden you go, oh, I know exactly what to do now. This is my purpose forever. the light shines from my skylight and we're ready to go, right? No, it's not how it works. So I'll just give you an example. When I first started my home business, I was in the health and wellness industry. And so my specific goal was to help my friends lose the weight and get in shape like I did. That was it. And so that was my goal, right? So then I step into that. And by stepping into that, I started to learn other things. Here's the quote: "The path appears as you walk it." I almost picture it like I like hiking, and sometimes there's these winding trails, and sometimes there's these spots where you can't quite see the trail. So you just start walking in the direction that you think it is, and it starts to you start to see where the path is. I don't know if that makes any sense, but step forward no matter what. Just start with something, right? Start with something and start stepping forward. You feel like, oh, maybe I want to join this club, or maybe I want to start reading at church, or I don't know what it is for you, but something will pop up and you'll be like, maybe I want to try that. Step forward into it and do it and see where it leads. You never know. So, and since I'm talking about home business, pick a actually, start with your audience. Find an audience of people. Find out what they need and give it to them. Sell it to them. But start with your audience. Don't start with the way I did it, which was kind of backwards. But in the health and wellness industry, let's be honest, the weight loss industry is huge. And almost everybody, especially in America, wants to lose weight so that they can do more with their kids. They can get out and have some more fun. They can walk the stairs without getting out of breath, or fasten their seatbelts on the plane without having an extension. All kinds of things that they want. So I guess in a way, I started with my audience by accident because I was one of them, right? So, but in the beginning, I was in love with my product. Don't be in love with your product. Be in love with the people and their results, because that will keep you moving forward, taking those steps. So, as you step forward, keep stepping forward. Don't stop. Keep the momentum going. My favorite word is persistence, perseverance, my two favorite P words, because those are the two things that almost every successful person has. They didn't give up. They didn't give up. Obviously, right? Because they wouldn't have a success story at all because they gave up, and you wouldn't know about it, and I wouldn't know about it. So I have a Martin Luther King quote that goes with this. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. So it kind of ties in with that path that becomes clearer as you walk it. I have some exercises for helping you find your purpose, helping you find maybe that first step. So write down purpose. I'll see if I can throw something together. I have not thrown it together. It's all in these notebooks, but if you want it, I will get it for you. So I just want to reiterate that finding your purpose in a home business, it's a journey. It's a journey, and it's a fascinating journey. It's totally worth it. It's normal for your purpose to change over time, and it's okay to borrow a purpose from others while you figure out your way and your voice. Lean on some of the people that are your mentors and your coaches. Use their voice until you find your own. And persistence is key. Keep stepping forward. I am here for you. Drop the word purpose and let's work through this. Let's figure it out. I believe in you. I believe that there are people waiting for you to open up your mouth and help them. See you next time.